Okay, so I was scrolling my Royal Rogue Twitter account, X account, to have a bit of a break from what is going on with the world. Although great things are happening, there's also still horrific things happening. And all of a sudden, this gem popped up in my timeline. And it said, okay, how long has it been? And I hadn't realized that it's been 4 years since this. 4 years. It's incredible how time passes. I couldn't believe it. I had to look at the corner, and effectively it says September to October 2021. And I said, how is this possible? And by the way, when I saw that on my timeline, this Time magazine cover, you remember the world's most influential people, I made a completed deconstruction of this, by the way, in my Body Language Guy channel. I re-uploaded that here on the Royal Rogue, just in case you want to check it out. It's just less than 9 minutes. I remember this, and I saw this right now in my timeline, and I was looking for, I don't know, some kind of, maybe somebody did something strange here, because I'm seeing this wacky, and there's something odd with this. I don't remember. I remember that it had oddities. That's why I made an analysis back then. But I don't know. Did somebody add some kind of AI? Remember that 4 years ago, none of us knew anything about AI. And all of a sudden I realized right now, oh my God, this was the real deal. This is that Time magazine cover. I remember, by the way, before we talk about the heads, which was the most important part of that analysis that I did, before I talk about the heads, I remember exactly the place that I was when I saw this. And I knew instantly. I was at an intersection. I was at a traffic light. It was in red. I was waiting for the green light. And I was just scrolling. And this pops up on my then Twitter account. And I said, no way. This can't be. And I realized that it was the Times official account that had Twittered this. And I instantly knew this was going to be a hit. It was like 400,000 views on my Body Language Guy channel. So, well, the thing that we all remember, like, this is like kind of a Mandela effect, right? So many things that have happened since then. We know that we already knew back then that they were just grifters. We had this, evolution. We didn't have the documentary. We didn't have Harry's book. We didn't have so many stuff. But we were happy back then. We didn't know it. But it was the heads. It was the head. I instantly, from years of artistic training, from years of drawing, from years of body language analysis, I realized this cannot be real, because simply Harry and Meghan have a different head sizes. It's that simple. Harry's way taller than Meghan. Harry's way larger than Meghan. And right now he is literally, as in this photo, this highly retouched photo. He looks exactly the same size as Meghan. It's like same skull size, almost. Yeah, it's basically, you can see that the chin at the bottom is aligned horizontally. The top of the head is almost aligned. It's like you have the Harris hair volume. And no, this cannot. I instantly knew that was wrong. That is off. And I remember that I was heavily criticized. I got my fair share. So many people still defended Meghan in the UK. And so many men still defended Meghan, or at least I think they were men, because they had like male avatars in their names. I remember that I pointed that out on my Twitter account. And so many of them criticized me, saying that, but Harry is behind Meghan. He's farther away from the camera. When things are farther away from the camera, they are smaller. Then I said, dude, it's not like the guy is like 10 meters like away from Meghan. He's right next to her, you can see his arm and his position and everything. We could say that even half of his body is in the same plane as Meghan's. We could say that his head is in the same plane as Meghan's face. So this was completely made up. This was completely fabricated. I got a lot of flag. You remember that this is the moment that they also posted that spread. I don't mean Meghan. I mean an actual magazine spread of them walking in nature, and Harry had this amount of hair. I remember that one of those memes that I did by hand of Harry's, luscious hair. We didn't have that ability to do the AI. I should add this maybe to Grok Imagine. I made a video about the Grok Imagine with Meghan on my Body Language Guy channel, by the way. But again, you say, and what? I have just another question. What happened? What happened to Meghan's waist? Meghan's waist was nowhere to be found. It's just like it was lost. It called in sick that day because it was not featured in this picture. And whatever was Harry's body was, I don't know. It was chopped in a way that I cannot comprehend. Where is Harry's left leg? That was another question. It's like, oh, what is Harry's left leg, by the way? Again, this is why I remember this with such a shock. Again, even that I uploaded it twice to YouTube, my analysis. But what were they thinking? I can imagine. And of course, all the jokes of Harry being Meghan's hairdresser. That was I hadn't noticed that until somebody mentioned it on Twitter, and it was just everybody talking about that. It was, that is the hairdresser pose. I made your highlights. How are your highlights? You like what it's called, balayage? I don't know how to pronounce that. And Meghan had, I think that Meghan had some kind of steel or aluminum or structure behind her head supporting all the hair extensions. I can imagine Meghan entering the hair salon saying, and then she being asked, how many hair extensions do you want, dear Duchess of Sussex? And Meghan replying, yes, as in all of them, and all of them. There you go. Say no more. And that was it. Again, it was this like this nostalgia. How come this was 4 years ago? How come this was 4? I genuinely thought, if you had asked me, I genuinely thought that this was in 2023. I had to check the date of the video. 4 years ago. This is incredible how time passes. But again, I would like to know, what do you think right now about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.